Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for April the 2nd. April the 2nd is the 92nd day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 93rd in leap years, with 273 days remaining to the end of the year. April 2nd is World Autism Awareness Day. And also International Children's Book Day. Today's word is Maundy. Maundy is a noun that refers to alms distributed in connection with a Maundy ceremony or a ceremony of washing the feet of the poor on Maundy Thursday. The word Maundy comes to us through Middle English, Old French before that, and ultimately from the Latin word mandatum, which means command or order, from the words spoken by Jesus to his disciples as he washed their feet at the Last Supper and said to them, "A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another." This comes from John 13:34, and I imagine my viewers who are Bible scholars would like to know that I paraphrased this slightly, omitting the word unto and changing the word ye to you and such as that. I don't know that I've ever seen this word used more or less by itself, but always as a part of the phrase Maundy Thursday. In the definition of the word Maundy, the definition is given with the word Thursday. Maundy is a noun and not an adjective, so it tells you which Thursday it is rather than what kind of Thursday. For example, Rainy Monday tells you what kind of day that Monday is or will be if you're hearing it from a weather forecaster. But Taco Tuesday tells you which Tuesday it is. Even though for some people I know every Tuesday is Taco Tuesday. Trash night, then, is a night we take out the trash rather than the kind of night we had, hopefully. Or Elizabeth Day is the day that Elizabeth comes over. Elizabeth being a proper noun that names Elizabeth, and Elizabeth Day being the day that she's coming over. So Taco Tuesday and Maundy Thursday tell you which Tuesday or which Thursday it is, rather than describing what kind of day it is. Maundy Thursday is the Thursday immediately preceding Easter, and it is a day to remember and consciously attend to and behave in a loving manner to our fellow humans. First known use of the word Maundy is in the early 1300s. Maundy. Today's word Maundy was requested by YouTube viewer Lynn Creamer. Thank you, Lynn. And remember, if you have a word you'd like us to examine in the Word of the Day segment, drop it in the comments. We'll take a look at it. And with that, the United States Congress passed the Coinage Act on April 2nd of 1792, establishing the United States Mint. Paper money, by the way, is handled by the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, which was established later on and is a separate outfit. The ill-fated RMS Titanic began its sea trials on April 2nd, 1912. A sea trial is a testing phase of watercraft, such as boats, ships, or submarines, sort of like a test drive. Unfortunately, as you probably know, the Titanic hit an iceberg and sank on her maiden voyage not 2 weeks later. This is the birthday of musician and songwriter Leon Russell. Born Claude Russell Bridges in Lawton, Oklahoma on April 2nd, 1942, his music spanned the genre of rock and roll, country, gospel, bluegrass, rhythm and blues, southern rock, blues rock, folk, surf, and the Tulsa Sound. He earned 6 gold records and 2 Grammy Awards, was inducted into both the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Born in Lawton, as I mentioned, he moved to Tulsa at some point, went to high school there. He began playing piano at the age of 4, played piano in a band with some of his schoolmates. He started playing in nightclubs in Tulsa in 1956, but he was actually too young to be there. He took the name Leon from the fake ID he used to get into clubs that he was legally too young to perform in. He went out to Los Angeles in 1958, got work as a session musician, playing with the loosely assembled group of studio musicians known as the Wrecking Crew. He's on many of the songs that were popular in the 60s. As I've mentioned before, if you're a singer and need to make a record but you don't have a band, you go to the studio or session musicians and they play the instruments for your recording. That's what Leon did for years. He began writing songs along in there somewhere, and some of those did well for other artists. He made a name for himself within that community, playing for dozens of artists. Eventually, he formed a record company with Denny Cordell, Shelter Records. He helped and was helped by many musicians in the 60s and 70s. I could go on, but let me just say that he had a good solid 60 years of making music in all sorts of ways and was a professional musician right up to the very end. Leon Russell passed in 2016 at the age of 74. Leon Russell. Last year for April 2nd, we talked about Juan Ponce de Leon, Hans Christian Andersen, Walter Chrysler, World War I, Leon Russell, and A Song for You, and I'll leave a link to that episode if you would like to see it. Now, I always think of A Song for You when it's time to talk about Leon Russell, but I've covered that before at least twice, maybe more. So today let's talk about his song Home Sweet Oklahoma. This song appears on his second solo album, Leon Russell and the Shelter People. The album was released in 1971, and I don't see that Home Sweet Oklahoma was ever released as a single, but I'm sure I heard it on the radio. Probably growing up in Oklahoma, they would play that track sometimes. Eventually, I bought the album, and I still love the song Home Sweet Oklahoma. I'll leave a link for you. It might be an acquired taste, but I can really relate with the lyrics, especially growing younger now. How, I just don't know. Life's a lot more happy and it moves really slow. The past is just some photographs of the good friends that I know, but my love is so much better, yes it is. Give it a listen and let me know what you think. Home Sweet Oklahoma by Leon Russell. Link in the description. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that's called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. This is the birthday.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
I wasn't talking to you. And from the Life is What Happens When You Make Other Plans department. Oh, where's your microphone? Oh, get your microphone. What is it with you and this microphone? Okay, here we go. Maybe we could get a little camera back up there again. Right there. Little bitty tiny camera. Make it small right there. You're here with me live this morning as I stumble through. Oh, I'm so sorry. My apologies here. I thought I had it all ready to go, and I just didn't, I guess. So I thought I was ready to go, and my apologies for the hiccups and the baubles. See, that's all stuff that gets edited out in the edited versions. We'll have a lot to edit today. Cacophony is a sound. Cacophony is a noun that you got to read it the right way. Don't alienate people who can be helpful to you. Flinging happiness all over the place. Alrighty, back to work. I think we got it this time.